I kind of forgot like where we are right now.
I
We're at
know.
a
That's why.
lot going on.
That's why Brittany takes such good notes.
Yeah.
Remember what I said last
We
time? You were the new
I
recapper.
know. I don't take notes though. It's all in the brain. Okay, I know where we ended off. We got new dorms. Uh, this and we are supposed to meet.
Well, let's back up. So,
Yeah, I don't know.
so first, uh, we started. You guys had, yeah, you arrived. When you went to your dorm rooms for the first time, you realized that they were completely overgrown and coming through the door. But you had to go to work, I believe, and you did your reports. You handed those reports in. But Fader, he researched the coin from Barovia, but really didn't learn much, if I remember correctly. Um, Leopold did all his reports and did his job. And then he went to the bar after work to smooch spells off. He's also sold the mirror that he took from the house. He's like secretly getting money. Is he doing it because he's a noble? Is that why? And he wants to keep that look of having money, but he doesn't want people to see him. What was out of character? Obviously, I'm just curious.
So I think because he still hasn't like told these guys he's a warlock, so he's trying to advance his magical means without giving off that he's a warlock.
Oh, okay.
In a way, and so that's part of it. And the other part is probably just doesn't trust these fools with any amount of money.
Right. So it had nothing. So it's not he's embarrassed to do it in front of people because he's a noble. Is that kind of thing?
Nah,
Oh, okay.
He's just he doesn't think this this party would be the best to spend money. They'd probably spend it on frivolous things, like mud. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I was curious why he always tries to hide the fact that he's selling things on the side. And then after that, you guys eventually did tell Friedley about the fungus growing in the room because it was just getting out of hand. She came and looked at it. She kind of freaked out and ran off and told you guys to evacuate. You guys started evacuating the dormitory. That's when the Avowed showed up. They sealed off the building and went inside. And we had Mildred and Hemlock turn into spiders with Fader hiding in the back. They crawled in, and when they tried to see what was going on, they saw that the Avowed had erected these wall of forces in front of the doors, and then cast magic inside to incinerate everything inside. After that, they then closed down the dorms, sealed them up, and everyone got to new rooms, and that's where you were all put into one room because all the single rooms were taken. Soon after that, the Friedley comes up to you and says that the Avowed want to see you right this moment. And she started to walk you guys towards the Emerald Doors. Clearly, she is nervous. She looks like she's going to be in trouble, and she's worried. Let me bring you to the map. Did I miss anything noteworthy?
No, sir.
No, I think that's about it.
You did really good.
I'm surprised.
Next time I'll do it. I'll remember.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't we want to talk to the Avowed about something?
Well, yeah, you kept telling them, like Friedley, to get them, but she was like, you can't just call them. Like, you also, yeah, and that's another thing. You put in a report.
We did.
To talk to one of them.
About the fungus, though.
Yeah, about the fungus.
And also about the statue.
Yeah, about the statue, the cursed statue.
But you did give that to Friedle, if I remember. She does have it in her office. So
Yes, I was keeping that thing on me.
yeah. So we are at the Emerald Doors. They have opened up. When you go inside, you can see that there are these kind of steps that go to the north. They also pathway goes to the south. In front of you is this massive wall of the inner wall, in a sense, of the exaltation building where they live. So, as you are walking in, you can see, as you look over the walls, the whole place, the Great Library, is just a bunch of different buildings. They all look like they're out of place or from some other... The architecture of each one, just you could tell they're not the same. It almost looks like they're just big pieces of buildings and put together in here. You see some very strange things. You see, this big blue kind of dome building with these circular kind of objects circling around it. As you walk up these stairs, you get to the top where you see more avowed, not avowed, but they look like mages are kind of standing guard. And Friedle goes up to one of them and says, "Oh, Janusis wants to see us." And one of the guards just says to her, "Yes, he's expecting you." And she's like, "Oh dear." What do you guys say to each other, or do you say anything as you're walking?
It's all gonna be all right, Friedle. I hope they're not gonna probably yell at us that much.
We are so screwed.
No.
Mildred just has like a big mushroom cap in her hands, and she's just like gently nibbling on it as she like walks through, like awestruck by all of the things that are going on. And she's just like, "Oh, these people live so fancy up here in the exaltation."
So yeah, she brings you to the front. There are these very big double doors that kind of look like church doors, where they kind of point at the top. The grainwork is very nice, and they just open up as you approach. Inside, you come into a huge hall. There are people coming and going in all different directions. Some of them look like mages, other ones look like clerks. Most of them are carrying books, going to different places of this place. And she just walks through, and she's looking around, and she's like, "Oh, I always get lost in here. I think it's this way." And she starts walking through the halls. As you guys are walking through the halls, you can see that there are classrooms. And when you look inside, you can see that there's people learning. There's teachers teaching. You see dining halls, shrines, and different rooms. And you also quickly realize that this place is a lot bigger inside than it is on the outside. A lot of these rooms look like they are just going into a wall, but when you open the door, it's like another hallway. You see some workshops and a lot of offices, a lot of study halls, and yeah, she's just like walking through all these halls as you're seeing all this stuff, and she's like the entire time, "Oh, I think it's this way."
I start looking for actual signs.
Right. Passively, if you look around, yeah, or give me a perception check. Yeah, you don't see any.
Yes, but I guess it is that way.
Yeah, any signs. This place is definitely a maze, and you realize it's very easy to get lost in here. But I would say a good 45 minutes go by as you guys are walking in these halls. That's how big this place is. And finally, she comes up to another set of double doors. You're in a pretty big hallway. And when she opens the doors, there's a lady sitting there at a desk. And she looks up at her. Oh, you guys are late. She says, come on in, come on in. And then she escorts you into a room. As you guys
tuck my mushroom away.
You guys come into a room. It is it's a pretty decent sized table. Sits about 20 on the sides of the walls. It's just tons and tons of books and bookshelves. Some of the bookshelves look old. Some of the books look really old. And it's about a 2-story room. There are the ladders that you slide down to get to taller books, but you also see these floating discs on the sides of the wall, and they're just like sitting there hovering. You see a lot of candles with the ever match light or whatever, the ever light, just floating around everywhere. It's very Harry Potterish. It looks like one of those rooms. And she says, "Oh, wait here. They'll be here any minute." And then she walks out, and Friedla is just sitting there, like, tapping her foot the entire time. I don't know what's gonna happen. Do you guys say anything to each other in preparation?
With this crew, I'm sure something will burst into flames.
I suggest we just tell them the truth.
Oh, yes, dear. That sounds great. What is that?
Well, I would hope...
The truth that Leopold brought the mushrooms back to the dorm room, yes?
What?
Oh, I did it.
No.
I'll just say it was me. Don't worry about it. I'll take all the blame.
I mean...
I mean, you did kind of do it, yes.
I did.
You didn't do it on purpose, though.
No, I did. On purpose.
No, you didn't.
The door slams open, and when you all look, you just hear chink, 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 and you see this little robot with little 2 skinny legs, 2 little arms, 1 big eye in the center of its round one head. It looks like a little ball with an eye and legs, and it has these little wings, and it kind of just starts walking through with a book in its hand.
It's so adorable. Look at that.
It puts a book on the shelf, and then it just turns around and it walks out.
Frito-Lay, what is that?
Oh, that's one of the Modrons. Monodrones, that's what they are, not Modrons. Monodrones.
And do they just put books back on the shelf?
Oh no, they're rogue Monodrones. Do you not know what Monodrones are?
No, I don't.
Oh,
I'm sorry, did you say they're rogue monodrones?
Yes. They don't listen to their master anymore. They're disconnected from the net.
Oh, free will.
May I make
Free
a history
will.
check?
Yep. Give me a history
How
check.
can I have one?
Yeah, Leopold, you've definitely heard of these things. Plus, you do a lot of the clockwork stuff. Yeah, so you definitely would have heard of these things. Do you know what they are out of character?
They're basically a clockwork being that services from another dimension, I believe. Correct?
Yeah, the Modrons are beings of absolute law that adhere to a hive mind-like hierarchy. They inhabit the plane of Mechanus and tend its eternal revolving gears. Their existence a clockwork routine of perfect order. So there is like the head one. What is his name? Mechanus, I believe it is. The name of the place that they live. Yeah, and he kind of is in control of all of them. They're like the Borg.
Yes, they're special little beings made of mostly clockwork. It's actually rather fascinating. their abilities and the procedures.
Could you make something like this,
Don't-
Leopold?
Yeah, not exactly.
Oh, his
No.
name's Primus, the leader.
Primus.
Alright.
He's prime.
No one makes these things. They just kind of exist in another dimension. I mean, their leader makes them, but I don't believe they would be able to be formed otherwise.
Interesting.
I'm going to make one my friend, and then I'm going to
They
keep
are
it in my room.
sentient beings.
Yeah. So absolute law and order. Under the direction of their leader Primus, Modrons increase order in the multiverse in accordance with law beyond the comprehension of mortal minds. Their own minds are networked in a hierarchy pyramid in which each Modron receives commands from superiors and delegates orders to underlings. A Modron carries out commands with total obedience, utmost efficiency, and an absence of morality or ego. Modrons have no sense of self beyond what is necessary to fulfill their duties. They exist as a unified collective, defined by ranks, yet they always refer to themselves collectively. To a Modron, there is no I, but only we or us.
Though I am perplexed about a rogue Modron. That seems unlikely, if not impossible.
With a history with a 22, that's pretty good. I will also give you kind of an insight. You would assume, like, yeah, you never really heard of that, but you would assume they must be malfunctioning in some way to have been able to become a rogue.
Do the rogue Monodrones have sort of an individual personality, or are they a part of a smaller hive mind, just the rogue ones?
You would probably have to ask it that yourself. That's beyond my comprehension.
I'm wondering if Frida might know.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really. I never talked to one of them.
Maybe they're just lonely.
They don't say much. They help out here for sure. They put books away and catalog them, but they can only do one book at a time, so they're a little slow.
They're like us.
Yeah.
What
Like
do you mean?
Well,
Our
we also
previous
catalog books.
I thought you said you were adventurers.
We used to. What Mildred
Well-
means is that we used to catalog books, and now we've been promoted to adventuring.
Indeed,
Snapple
we've been.
did it.
Although we are catalogers, we have also been sent on 2 separate missions. One to Waterdeep, 3 missions, 3 different missions, says Fader. You know, and we've been sent out of the city on numerous occasions in order to investigate things, like the thing that you sent us on, and also where the haunted books came from, and apparently also something else that I have forgotten about.
Or maybe I'm inventing something.
So yes.
Well, we didn't really leave when we investigated the Magnificent Mansion, but we were kind of here, kind of.
Oh yes, and we did the Magnificent Mansion as well.
So we went. I think that was more of an
remember
oops than an actual mission.
We traveled to another dimension. That's pretty significant.
Yeah. And then our first mentor died.
There was like a mini dimension.
Yeah.
It's
I would
still
say
not-
that counts as leaving the library.
how many mushrooms I've eaten trying to travel to different dimensions. It's not just like that happens to everybody, you know.
Friedlei's just like, her eyes are just like pucked out listening to this right now. Oh, okay. Well, perhaps you can help me with some catalog too then, because I'm so overwhelmed.
Of course, dear. My friend Bunk loves the catalog.
Oh,
Leopold.
that's perfect.
My friend
Leopold.
Leopold loves the catalog.
Perfect, then yes, you can help me. At that moment, the doors open. As Leopold is about to try to say something. 3 people walk in. Let's see. Bring him in the map. You see an older human He's dressed in these really nice, fine robes. You could tell he looks like the one in charge. You see a little Lightfoot halfling come in next to him, and behind the halfling, you see a middle-aged woman also come in. And they kind of look at you for a second, just staring, looking at each one of you individually. And then they both look at Janusi. And Janusi says, "We have not met. I am Janusi. This is Tellus," and he points over to his right, and he says, "And this is Feminor." He says, and he looks at you, Mildred, and he says, "You, Mildred, explain yourself." Can't hear you.
It's like, "Oh, yes, sir. I'm very sorry about all the trouble I've been causing. It's been quite unintentional, but I have to tell you, this place, it has so many wondrous and frankly dangerous things that I have come into contact with."
He's looking at you, and he says, "Clearly you're involved with what happened in your dormitory and to Mr. Snapple."
Well, not to both. I definitely do not know what happened to Mr. Snapple, although it is very suspicious that he said my name as he died before my eyes. Maybe he just saw me and I don't know, but he did say my name and then he collapsed. And then, I happened to investigate him and I saw the mushroom spores, and I'm very into mushroom spores, so I took some of the mushroom spores, which happened to grow into the thing in my room. So I did create the thing in my room, but I did not have anything to do with Snapple's death, and I also unintentionally did collect some of the mushroom spores. I'm a mushroom lady. It's...
He's looking at you. You're just like going on and on about all this stuff, and he looks at Feminor, and Feminor kind of like gives him a look like he wants to say something, so he kind of leans down because he's a little halfling, and he whispers in his ear, and he leans back up, and he says, "What do you know about this mushroom?"
Well, I had it in my room, and it grew, and then I reported it. I actually reported it. I sent a message to you. I actually told the people in the library that it was extremely urgent, and that you needed to get in touch with us immediately, and then they told me that it would take longer, and I didn't know what else to do, but I also reported to him and to her, and I also reported some other things.
He looks over at Tellus, and she kind of knows what he's thinking, and she gives him a nod, and she walks out of the room. And he looks at Leopold, and he says, "And what is your version?"
So, I was kind of put in charge of these people from our good friend Snapple. They are far too curious for their own good, and sought it upon themselves to figure out what they could find out what happened to Snapple. So, yes, the mushroom lady, in fact, took some spores from his area where he blew up. He tries not to throw up a second in his mouth. Yes. And apparently when we were off on a mission, they grew rather large and bulbousy and almost seemed to be, I know plants are alive, but more alive, if that makes sense.
Feminor does the thing again where he like pulls on his cloak. He leans down, he whispers something in his ear, and he comes back up and he says, why are you going on missions for Candlekeep when you are hired to do, what's the word? I keep forgetting the damn word. Cataloging.
I wish I knew.
It is. We've gone on 3 different missions.
Friedle goes, what? You lied to me?
But we are catalogers. We just told you we are catalogers.
But you said you got promoted.
Well,
From Snapple when he passed.
I
We just said that
approved
he
no
told us-
such thing, Janusi
no,
says.
we just said, but we found a map, and then the guy he told us that we could go and investigate like we did with the books.
Yes.
And in the pocket dimension.
Oh my
connection.
God! No, he did not.
Yes, he did, Leopold.
He told us. He told me I did.
He,
He told
he
us.
absolutely did.
He says, wait,
Absolutely
Leopold,
did.
what did he say?
So, the first adventure we went on, we got sucked into a magnificent mansion. That was unintentional, I believe, but our predecessor also paid for that with his life.
Yes, I am aware
So-
of that one.
Then we were sent to find books from Mr. Snapple that almost ate me and ate apparently someone else here. I don't know how bad it was, but we were sent to find that and stop it. Then they found a map, and somehow they got it into their heads that we were now some sort of team that goes and finds things that come out of these books. So,
Snapple was
we
very-
did ask Snapple about it.
He liked it.
He told us to find more. They took it as go find more right now. I took it as research more.
And he,
But we did go and we found a statue of Orcus and eliminated a poltergeist and found a doorway to the Shadowfell.
No.
And
We did not find a Shadowfell.
We did.
Portal. No, we did not, Millie. She's been licking that toad. We did find the statue of
true.
Orcus. And
Hemlock, give me a
she-
deception check. With disadvantage. Since it's... Alright.
12.
1 second. He looks at you, Hemlock, and he kind of narrows his eyes, and then he looks back at Mildred and says, no, he looks at Fader. Did you find a portal to the Shadowfell?
We found something that, and we were told that it was a portal to the Shadowfell. We have no certain knowledge that it was, because we did not attempt to investigate it further.
And then he looks back at Hemlock. Why did you want to keep that from us?
I believe, if I may, sir, if I may,
He looks back at you.
I correct me if I'm wrong, Hemlock, but it sounded like Mildred had said that we actually went through a portal to the Shadowfell. I believe Hemlock was simply saying, no, we did not go through the portal. I don't believe she was saying that we did not find
We're not
something that was
certain.
described as a portal.
And certain people are a little more, apprehensive with assuming that rumors are true. I just think it's there.
And then he,
As far as I know, all we saw was a grave with some mist coming out of it.
There was a lot of mist, though. It's very eerie.
It was. That's true.
he looks back at Mildred and says, so you're telling me you are clearly somebody who works with mushrooms. You had nothing to do with what happened here?
Well, I will admit that I should not have collected the spores necessarily. although I did not assume them to be dangerous at the time. What happened was very unexpected.
At this point, Tellus comes back in the room, and she nods at Janusi as if she confirmed something. And then he looks at the four of you and says, "Very well. I believe your story. He says, you are not to go on any more adventures." He says, what does he say? He says, "And you are not to involve yourself in any more Candlekeep business. Is that clear?"
Yes, sir.
Wait, aren't we?
Yes,
Does that mean we don't work here anymore?
He says, "You will continue doing what you were hired to do."
Okay, just clarifying, because Candlekeep, that technically is Candlekeep. Okay,
Catalog.
yes, sir. Yes,
Catalog.
I promise to be a good cataloger, sir.
And Friedle's like, "Yes, I'll." He looks at Friedle and she's like, I'll make sure. Yes, I will. I'll make sure." And then with that, they just turn around and walk out.
Oh, wait,
Yep.
guys, I also happen to have a statue of Orcus that we found. Are you interested in that at all? Just curious.
Tellus, she says,
It was carved from the heart of an ogre.
"Interesting." She says, "Where is it now?"
It's in Fiedle's office. I turned it into her.
Friedle says,
After.
"I'll bring it to you. I will." And she kind of just nods at her. And she looks at you, Mildred, and says, "Thank you."
You're very welcome.
And then they continue on their way out.
That was exciting, guys.
Friedle
We
is looking
met
at you with like a mad kind of disappointed face right now.
Me in particular.
That was exciting.
All of you.
Really?
Indeed.
That meeting was certainly exciting, but I don't think there's going to be much excitement in the near future for us if all
Yeah.
we're going to be doing is cataloging books.
I just
now.
like pull my mushroom out. I'm like, I think this is very exciting.
Let's go. I have to try to figure out how to get out of here. She starts to go through that whole process all over again. So, yeah, I mean, as you're walking through, it's the same thing where there's just different classes. And the room, now you don't, I mean, you might see a familiar hallway, but even going back, things look like they're not the same hallways you came in. And you guys end up going back out.
Can we tell if they've actually changed or if we just don't remember?
Who changed?
The hallways.
No, give me a history check.
The layout of the building.
From your perspective, you did not come in. You did not go out the same way you came in, but you ended up at the same place. If that makes any sense.
Yes, it does.
All right. And she says, "Well, I better see you first thing in the morning and ready to catalog."
I am so ready to catalog, ma'am. I promise to be there bright and early.
She says, "Now we've all had a long day, and I need to rest my head."
Would you like a cup of mushroom tea? I make it very good.
"No, thank you." And she leaves. What do you guys do?
Well, I hope you've all learned your lesson.
I think it
And
went
what-
fabulously.
No, it did not. It absolutely did not.
We didn't even get in any trouble.
Well, except that we
Except now we're on a first name basis with the Ascended, and they're interested in our Orcish statue.
and we've been told that we can't go and investigate the town where all the people have been disappearing from.
Well, let's see what they have to say about our orc statue. That's very interesting.
Oh yeah,
We're not allowed to go on any missions until they tell us to.
that was Fiedle's kind of like not childhood, but like one of her mysteries that she could never solve growing up. She heard the stories of that town where people started vanishing, and then it got abandoned, and a lot of people ended up just going missing. Nobody ever knows what it was or what happened. It was an old mining town. Yeah, and she was going to send you there because she really wanted you guys to figure out what happened and let her know. But
I was very much looking forward to investigating that. Thanks a
Hemlock.
lot, Leopold.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Leopold. And now I'm walking to the hearth, and I'm getting a drink.
okay. What is Leopold? Does he say anything as they walk away from him?
Maybe things will be quieter.
It's not gonna get any quieter.
Ah, you're still there.
So we have Fader and Hemlock go to the hearth. We have Leopold and Mildred still hanging out in the court of air. What does Mildred and Leopold do?
I will also get a drink. I'm gonna go hang out with my buddy the troll. And
Okay.
sing songs.
What does Leopold do?
It is late in the afternoon, correct?
Yep.
He's going to stare at his watch for a moment. Take a big deep breath. And probably just go ahead and turn in for the night.
Okay. You go find your new room. It is, I believe we said it's all the way up at the top floor. It's a cramped little room with these 4 beds in it, 2 bunk beds. And you take your bunk, and what do?
Since the others he knows went to he'll just check the surroundings for a minute, and then he'll pop into his watch for about 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
Just to see if anything's changed, or just to relax in a big comfy armchair for 10 minutes.
Yeah, nothing has changed when you go in. It looks exactly how it did when you left.
Good. Things are normal.
Hemlock, Fader, Mildred, when you walk in, first Hemlock, you walk in and it's a lot busier than what you're used to, and it's a lot louder. A lot of people are murmuring and talking, and when you walk in, everyone kind of just looks at you, and it gets really quiet. And then here comes Mildred and Fader, and it's like almost silent. And now you just hear whispers as you guys are standing there at the doorway.
I go straight to the bar, order the biggest mead, and sit in a corner.
Okay.
Pissed.
Yeah, the bartender is pouring your drinks, and he just hands it to you with a sourpuss look on his face.
Thank you. And I walk into the corner, sit down, down it.
Right. Mildred?
I'm going to go to the bar and say,
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Fader was next. I'm sorry, he was there first. I'm sorry.
I'm going to follow Brittany or Hemlock to the bar.
Okay.
I'm going to order the weakest ale that they have, and I'm going to join Hemlock in the corner and nurse my drink.
Okay, and Hemlock or Mildred?
I'm going to go to the bartender and be like, "Excuse me, dear, I'm so sorry, but how much to get like a round of something real strong for everybody at the bar tonight?"
I mean, the bar is full, right? You make me do this. Hold on. Let's say there. he looks around. He says, about 25 gold pieces.
25.
Huh?
Like, I go turn to Vader. I'm like, Vader, can I borrow 20 gold pieces?
No, you can't.
Brittany, I need 20 gold pieces. I mean, Hemlock, I need 20 gold pieces.
No.
Damn
I
it.
don't know that I have 20 gold pieces.
I'm like, what can I get for 5?
He says, not the entire room.
All right, just drinks for everyone sitting at the bar.
Okay. He goes up to each one and he asks, well, I guess, yeah, he'll start pouring them. He starts pouring them. He puts his hand out for the money. You give him the 5.
Yes.
Puts it in his thing, his drawer, and then he starts handing them out. And as he hands them out, he points over to you. As
And
the
I
person,
hold one up and I'm like, cheers, everybody. Sorry for, everything.
So as they look over and they see you over there cheersing, there's I would say out of the 20 people there at the bar, 19 of them rejected it. And only one person looks at you and he shoots it.
I just drink mine and I just start going around and drinking everybody else's who's
Yeah,
turned it down.
when they
right
saw
from them.
who it was, they kind of gave it we don't that's mushroom lady. We heard what just happened in that place and all the mushrooms. We're not touching that. Yeah, so that's kind of.
I drink all of their drinks. I go, yeah. I just start going around drinking all of them.
Yeah, they just kind of move out of the way for you. I mean,
I'm like, you're an asshole? And then I get down and I go and I drink down and I'm like, you're a piece of shit? And I was like,
give me a Constitution saving throw. DC, I'm gonna make it 19. You just did, well, you did 20 shots. Well, yeah, 11. You get to the last one and you just fall.
I'm like, I fucking hate you guys judging me like this.
And you're out.
I'm just gonna look over at Hemlock and just be like, shake my head and go over and pick her up and bring her over to us.
It's like that. It's like in GTA 5. You ever play when you drink and you just keep doing shots and eventually you die? Yeah, you drop dead. That's kind of how it was with Mildred, except she just passed out. Right. What does Hemlock do for the rest of the? What does Hemlock do? She's with Fader. Did you say you picked up Mildred?
Yeah, I picked up Mildred and I brought her over to just sort of set her down.
All right. What do you say anything when you come back with her?
No, I mean she's stone cold out, right?
Yep, she's out.
Yeah, I just sort of prop her up against the wall and just sort of shake my head towards Hemlock.
You just hear. That's a lot of shots.
Just another night.
Mildred has a high tolerance for intoxicants.
Yeah, but I mean, 20 shots of, of liquor. I don't think anyone would be out.
Nah, she's blacked out.
All right, what do you guys do?
Are you mad? I'm pissed. What just happened? I'm a little drunk.
I can't believe
don't know.
In the game.
people, and I
I
stuff a
don't
mushroom in my
know
mouth.
if
You're asleep.
you're out. You're dead
You're
for the world.
out cold.
I-
Don't even talk.
I'm going to black out.
She keeps having these spontaneous weird moments of talking to herself and goes back out.
And I just touch her face. Shh, 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 shh. Go to sleep.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to stand days on end of just cataloging books. If that's all life is going to be, I'm going to have to come up with something to entertain myself. And I think I'm going to start by, I don't know, just taking everything that Leopold owns.
Oh, that sounds delightful, actually. But I'm going to use this catalog time to work to see if I can. I don't know if there's a promotion. I want to get into those doors again.
Through the emerald doors, you mean?
Yes, and I need to get into the library.
You seem really angry.
Oh, I'm super angry right now. I, uh, I don't know. I'm not a cataloger. I'm a thief.
No.
The secret to our next mission lies in those books. I'm telling you.
And I don't know. I thank you for having my back there, Fada. I probably almost died probably in there if I don't know, if they knew I was really lying. They probably knew I was lying. I suck at lying.
No, I don't think so. I think
dear. I'm terrible.
they realized that it was just a misunderstanding.
Oh, we can only hope. It's just we promised the Ravens that we wouldn't talk about it. And what do? They talk about it. Like, what's that
Well,
about?
To be fair, it did take us some time to walk back from the mansion, and it's entirely possible that they forgot that we had promised the Ravens.
True.
They were very
I
intimidating.
can certainly understand Mildred forgetting, but Leopold.
Yeah. I felt like their eyes were piercing my soul.
Oh boy. I don't know. That Leopold, I feel bad because I was starting to like him a little bit, you know? And then he does this to us. I understand he's a cataloger and we did, pull him out from his job. But you don't throw friends under the bus like that, you know?
I'm a little. I'm not entirely certain that.
Oh, come on!
Consider us.
He was doing his job.
I will say this in his defense. I tend to be a person who values the honest truth, and yes, I mean
you're asleep.
I'm not asleep.
My God.
Tell me what I am.
You're very clear spoken for someone who just put down 19 shots.
Exactly.
Her
clairvoyance.
I can be somewhat lucid.
You're a
sometimes.
halfling.
You're out.
Are equal to your volume.
The power of the mushroom is strong with me.
Ay. Truth will set you
I
free.
like it. Yeah. The way that he's doing it really drunk wise, it's kind of funny. They're like little moments. She comes to and then goes back out.
I know. I'm pissed. I drank too
I
much.
say we join him and read books and put them in the correct order.
Yes, Millie. That's exactly what we'll do. Let's go to sleep.
Purpose in life. The mushroom spoke to me.
Right.
I'm gonna pick Mildred up and just carry her to the dorm.
Thank you, dear. My legs, they're probably not working.
You're
properly.
getting like, spores are like puffing on you every time you like move with her. So,
friendly
yeah,
spores.
you're covered in like this. Yeah, as if you smash a lot of moths on you. So yeah, you go back to the room. I would assume, by this time Leopold would be out of his watch. Would you have gone to sleep, or would you have waited up for them? Can't hear you.
I probably wouldn't have trusted them enough to fall asleep without them here.
That's what I figured. That's why I asked. All right, so yeah, you open the door and you see Leopold's on his bunk.
Leopold, I miss you. You know, you missed everybody at the bar was mean to us.
Yes, I imagine they were.
Nope, just her.
I spent all my money on booze and then drank it by myself.
Sounds about right. Anywho, we've gotten out of one scrape, at least, without being fireballed in the chamber. But we'll see what happens next. I wish you wouldn't have mentioned the Shadowfell, but it's out there now.
I wish you wouldn't have mentioned the fact that you didn't send us on a mission that was very not appropriate.
You realize he didn't authorize that, and if he didn't authorize that, Snapple was a very order-following man.
But does we need to be?
In any case, we're still alive, we're still here, and we still have a job.
Yes, but is it really a job that's worth?
I just
time?
want to let you
It's
know,
the job you
Leopold,
signed up for!
that I have renewed respect for this job, and tomorrow I'm gonna show up bright and early and read some books.
It may be the job that we signed up for, but since we've gotten the taste for adventure, it's not the job that I want anymore.
No one's keeping you here. There's a door over there that you can go out of at any time.
I need this library. I need the library.
Then I advise you do the job.
I believe that if the 5 of us combined our efforts, and 4 of us combined our efforts, we can find the next mission that we're going to go on in those books, and where they're going to send us off willingly, and we're going to conquer it with the power of the 4 of us.
I think
Vader.
it might actually be possible if we can I was thinking if we can somehow play up the fact that we discovered and brought back that evil statue of Orcus, that perhaps we can prove to them that our worth as adventurers.
You do have that in your favor. However, they will probably need time to investigate that. Now, in the meantime, I suppose we stay low, do our job, and there's something still in here that caused our dear friend Snapple to blow up, and something probably knows that we were dealing with it. So, I don't know.
Are you suggesting that we investigate it?
Are you
No, I'm suggesting something might come after us. But that's just me.
It sounded to me
one
like
of the
you
offended
suggesting
might have
investigate.
secretly assassinated Snapple.
I don't know. That it wasn't natural,
Maybe that
whatever it was.
weaselly little halfling back there was secretly plotting our demise.
The weaseling little halfling, as you were, was probably looking at it with some kind of truth ray or something. He's a bloody
Indeed.
mage.
I
So-
deduce you are correct.
In any
Did they
case,
have truth rays?
Truth circles.
they're archmages. I'm sure they have many things.
I need to get some sleep.
Yes, you do.
Right. I tuck her in.
Okay.
I pat down the little dirt piles that she has under. Oh, Millie. Dear. Good night. Pat her on her forehead.
Oh, good night, dear. It's been a pleasure.
If I remember correctly, Mildred's bed is the upper one above Leopold's. Yes.
Yes.
Please tell me that's yes.
It's true.
Awesome.
So I step on, like, because it's high, I step on Leopold's bed a little bit to, tuck her in and mwah. Good night, Leopold.
A little bit of dirt drifts down onto Leopold's bed.
Yeah, it just puffs down like a little nice cloud of spores.
Just snaps his fingers and it goes away.
Not gonna lie, that was impressive.
Yeah. All right. Good night, Veda.
Good night.
All right, everyone goes to sleep.
Leopold stays up a little bit before watching them go to sleep first, and then he goes to sleep.
Well, Fader doesn't really sleep either, right? Doesn't he do his meditation first? So,
Oh, that's right. He just meditates. So Pinion's sitting on the bed.
Just do my 4 hours.
All right, so you put your owl on your bed with you, and yeah, you go to sleep. Mildred, you still have some of that fungus, though, don't you? In like a vial? Didn't you?
No,
guys...
I sent it to them.
Oh, you sent it. Okay. So, Fader, you still had yours.
No, I left mine. I didn't touch anything in my room. The vial that
Oh, that was so it's still
I
there.
took was in my room, and that's how it grew.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys do your long night. Mildred wakes up at the worst, I guess, because she's used to more psychedelics, not drinking 19 shots of vodka. So she's a little sluggish today. You can play that as however you want. Yeah, but you get your long rest.
Oh, today is going to suck so hard.
Good morning, Millie.
Oh no, why did I promise to read all the books?
Well,
Morning,
That's a-
Vader.
oh,
Leopold.
Yes, yes.
open the window, open the curtains, let the bright sunlight in.
Ah,
I
What a-
need a stiff
glorious-
cup of mushroom tea.
fresh new start. We're going to work today. I feel bad. We should give Frida-Lay like something. What do you think, guys? I was brainstorming when I was sleeping. I just don't know what to give her as an apology.
How
I
about
would
an
suggest,
actual apology?
How about a comb?
if I may, I would suggest that we not give her an apology, because giving an apology would be an admission that we did something wrong.
You absolutely
know
did
that-
stuff wrong.
I
You
don't know
lied
that
to
we
that
did
poor
something wrong.
woman.
We should give her a fresh pair of knickers.
No.
I don't remember lying to her.
I may
You
have lied to
certainly
her.
lied to that poor woman.
I feel bad because I really like her. You know,
She is
me and
quite
her had
nice.
like a thing going on. I don't know. A connection.
That's largely because she survived longer than any other one.
That is true.
She seems to like objects that are unique, you know? Maybe we look about and find if someone has something, some sort of like oddity that is actually worth something.
Or we could just go to work. She
We'll go to
did need
work.
help
I
with the
also
work.
would- I promised I'd go to work.
We are going to work, but I feel like we should have give her like a sorry, not a sorry, but you know, like a you're the best for sticking with us for so long.
I see. And how does buying drinks for everyone at the bar, how did that work?
I didn't do that. I have money.
I'm just saying,
Give her
people
a
are
bar of
pissed
chocolate.
they're not going to accept gifts right now.
Not her. I don't want to give gifts to them. I want to give gifts to our mentor.
Our
Frida-Lay.
mentor is probably pissed at us right now.
Well, we're going to work. We'll do.
I am
we'll
committed to
tomorrow, maybe.
working.
Yes, you are. You drink your tea, dear. I'll think of something.
Alright.
Something. I don't know.
Anywho, I'm going to work.
Okay, so
Yes.
y'all get ready and go to work.
Yes.
Yeah, you arrive at the library. You do see Friedley. She's already there. She looks up at you guys as you walk in with finally, she says. She
Frida-Lay,
says.
you're early, dear. Our shift starts now.
She says, I put the books on the table, and she points, and there's just stacks of books all on this table, just completely filling it up. She's like, I want them done by the end of today. And she walks out.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, she doesn't like us anymore.
That's why we get a gift, a sorry gift, for
She's
putting her
probably
through
just
the
gonna
trouble.
die anyways, like the rest of them.
Don't say that. I really do like her. Don't put it out in the air.
Millie's like rolls up her sleeves and she's like, I'm gonna get to work, and then she just literally does her job all day long.
Wow. What does Fader do for the day?
He dropped his dagger.
It just ting 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 echoes through the library. Everyone's like, shh. What does Hemlock do?
Work.
Okay, and I assume Leopold does the same.
Yes, it'll. Fader, would you like to have this much easier?
Sorry about that. My earbud fell out and I couldn't find it.
Hmm.
Fader is actually also going to, for the first time since arriving, spend the day doing his job.
Fader,
Okay.
would you like this to be much easier for you? I know this is boring for you.
Boring does not really even begin to discuss it.
I can help you with that.
How? Or how?
I can cast a little spell.
What spell?
Everything will seem so exciting for you. It'll be amazing.
Okay.
Leopold
Whatever spell he's about to cast,
You let it
I
happen.
will let it happen.
All right.
Isn't he an elf? Oh.
Cast suggestion. What did he do, Leopold?
Your work today is so exciting and so invigorating that you can't think but be excited at the fact of going through all these and doing a fantastical job.
One quick question: is this a charm effect?
You allowed the spell to happen, so
Well, except that I'm an elf and I'm
Yeah,
immune
but-
to charm effect.
no,
You're not immune, you're resistant.
you have resistance. You're not immune. That's why he made sure you let it happen. Because you have resistance.
Oh my god! I cannot wait to get on with this job. This is going to be so much fun.
I am so scared right now. Theta, dear, go to work.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I will cast Enhance Ability on myself
Okay.
for wisdom. It's a wisdom check, yeah?
I mean,
I don't.
if you're letting it succeed.
Yeah. No, for me.
Oh, yeah.
I
So
get
put the spell up,
advantages on-
cast it.
Yeah, sure.
Touch a creature to bestow magical enhancement. Okay. Oh, okay, this one. Yep. All right. So which one do you do?
That's
It
what I
was
was
an-
saying. Is it a wisdom check?
It was intelligence checks for
Oh, is it?
doing the thing, wasn't it? I forgot how we haven't done this in a lot. We haven't
Yeah, it's
actually
been a
worked
while.
in a while.
It's been a while since you
It
worked.
was intelligence, I believe.
Okay, so Fox Cunning I'll use.
Okay.
And I would like to say, I don't know, something in my eyes turn, like my eyes turn yellow, like throughout the
Like
whole.
a fox's eyes.
Yeah.
No, that'd be cool. You get a little furry on your face.
Like little orange fur.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you guys sit down and actually start going through these books and cataloging. And let's take our first break since we didn't take one yet. You want to just do 5 minutes?
Sounds good.
All right.
Sure.
Let's do that. So, back to the game. Yeah, you guys are devoted to doing a good job today. So, everyone give me those intelligence checks with advantage. I mean, the whole day, unless there was something you were going to do during your work time, it's that's what you do all day. You go through these books. Mildred is, oh my god, Mildred is so hungover. Everybody's in a foul mood today from everything that's happening. Even though you are doing a good job, Leopold still does better. But it's just, I guess you tell us. Like, let's start with who's the lowest? Hemlock. Why are you not having a good day today doing your work? Even though you're devoted to.
I just keep getting distracted on like thinking what to get Frito-Lay. Like I don't know. I'm just like, I'm like going through catalog. I'm like, oh my god, what would she like? What would she like for a sorry gift? And then I would like, I'll probably like start talking, like, what should we get, guys? What should we get?
And then it's like when you read, but you're thinking about something else, you don't remember what you just read, so you have to start all over
Yeah.
again.
And then I have to go again. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, Mildred. What is Mildred doing? Even though she's trying to work, she's just not able to get a lot done.
Mildred, like, she's like really committed for like a short period of time, but she's like exhausted and hungover, and she like a third of the way through, she like starts eating some mushrooms, and then she like takes a nap. She just like literally falls asleep face first on a book for like an hour and a half, and then like wakes up and then goes back to trying to work, but it's just completely unaffected.
And Fader, what's going on with you?
I cannot wait to get at this work. This is amazing. And I'm just so excited about doing this job that I grab a book, I flip through it really quickly without really seeing anything because I'm just so anxious to get to the next book. And so it's just a rapid fire book after book after book after book after book.
And your anxiety keeps building, and then you hear something. Actually, as you're like you said, your anxiety gets to the next one, but then you kind of start to see a vision. And you find yourself in front of these massive gates. They look really old, like at least 1,000 years old. You're standing on this dirt road, and there's just this mist all around. And the gates the walls, it looks like the outer walls of an old, like, city or old, town. But the walls kind of just go out into the mist and fade away. And as you're standing there, the doors just slowly to creep open. And as they open, you see a whole valley. And off in the distance, you see a mountaintop with a castle. You see lightning strikes around the castle. And then you start to hear whispers all around you. And then you snap out of it, and you are back at work.
Can I understand what any of those whispers said?
They were saying, a lot of it was intangible, like you can't, or intelligible. What's the but every now and then you could hear like, help.
I didn't hear any of that.
No, just Vader.
Oh.
Oh, well, you heard help. Yeah, like help. Like was.
Did it sound at all like the voice we heard from the well?
No, it was just really quick, and they were just all whispers. So it just sounded like a whisper.
And did I recognize the castle or the countryside, the mountain?
You did not.
I'm going to wander over toward Hemlock
Okay.
and tell her. I'm going to wander over toward Hemlock and tell her about what just happened. Hemlock. Um, I'm not sure what to make of it, but I just had the most remarkable and realistic vision, and I described the whole thing to her.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, when he describes the whole thing to Hemlock, it does sound familiar to you because you read a passage like that in one of the books, where this lady was writing her journal, and she was picked up by the Vistani, and she traveled to this far off land. And in the same way how she describes the gate and how it looked from the outside, and it opens up and you see the castle off in the distance, you remember that kind of paraphrased.
I read something like that once in this book about the Fastani.
And you remember the place is called Barovia.
It's called Barovia. Maybe? Are you showing me the coin?
I am. As soon as she says it has something to do with Barovia, I pull the coin out of my belt pouch and I just hold it in front of me, and the two of us look at it.
B-R-O-V. How do you spell Barovia?
Yeah, you can now see that that's how it was spelled on the
Yeah.
coin.
Yeah, and I did research the last time we were in the library and came up with that. What?
That's your coin.
I know. I'm wondering did I have this vision because I'm carrying this coin? I don't know anything about Barovia.
No, that is very strange. What should we do?
Well, as soon as the workday is over, I'm staying here and I'm going to do as much reading about Barovia. And you said a word. It's
Vistani.
What is Vistani?
They are a type of people. Can I say gypsy kind of people? Like they're gypsies, or kind of, or
yeah,
they're kind of like a gypsy kind
travelers.
of traveler people. They live in wagons.
Like nomad.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're the only ones that can come and go, I believe.
Veda, you're so excited about work.
All right, so you guys have that.
I'm
yeah, that's
so
right.
excited about work.
Oh yes, work. Yeah.
All right, and so let's go to Leopold. Why is he having a bad day?
Probably because he's just so happy that everybody's actually working again, and the fact that he's concentrating on a spell while trying to do his own work.
Leopold not really working. This is great. All right. At the end of the day comes, you look at the pile. It's less, but it is not gone. You did not get through this. It looks like you maybe got halfway through it.
Frito-Lay's gonna be so pissed at us. This gift better be big. I need to think.
What do you guys do after work?
I decide to work a second shift and try and finish.
Okay.
What is this?
How far through the stack of books did we get?
Halfway.
Only half.
I'm going to, now that the shift is over, I'm going to start focusing attention on looking for as much information as I can find about Barovia.
Okay.
I'll show him the book, the journal of the Vastani.
Okay.
So this is the book I found on the Vastani. They are the people, I guess, of Barovia, or some of the people.
Okay. Thank you for your help.
Oh, it's no problem, dear. If you need anything, I'm gonna be helping Millie because teamwork.
What does Leopold do?
Leopold is a little disappointed at his whatchamacallit, and at this point he's probably done concentrating on the 8-hour spell he had to make Veda actually do the work.
That's 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours maximum. Yeah. So he's actually going to try and give it another go to finish the work as well.
All right.
But he will actually look over his shoulder a little bit and cast, and as usual, he has detect magic typically up all the time, but he'll go ahead and look to see if he sees any divination magic being around them, just in case.
Okay. Yeah, you cast it. As you look around, I would assume like maybe your vision's a little, I don't know, looks like you're looking through a prism, but you don't see anything kind of setting off your sensors. Or you don't see anything.
I am going to cast Lesser Restoration on myself.
I guess you would see that like the door entranceway, since they're like interdimensional doors. And
Oh
maybe
yeah,
on the
I'm assuming this
walls.
place is full of magic.
Yeah,
I'm
so
just-
you see that kind of
specifically
stuff.
divination is
Yeah,
what I'm kind of
but-
looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, no divinations. Is that what, Mildred?
I am going to cast Lesser Restoration on myself, just in case I feel any left over from the entire. I know I'm probably like tired, but
Okay.
I no longer wish to be afflicted by any conditions
All right.
that might be upon me.
Fader, what were you gonna say? Oh, I thought you were gonna say something. All right, so
Nope,
then you guys do the work while Fader's reading this book about Barovia that Hemlock gave him, and you get through the pile since you guys stayed. It is midnight. It is time to go to sleep. You finished the last books. Yeah.
Well, we did have a lot of catching up to do.
Oh, yes, we did. I feel bad she was
Perhaps.
in here all by herself, cataloging.
Yes, you do now, don't you?
Perhaps seeing that we finished the entire pile today, that she'll be in a better state tomorrow.
Maybe. I'm tired. Let's go back to the box.
At this point, yes. Let's go back to the box.
All right. You guys go back. Mildred, do you go back?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep going. You all get in your beds. It's late. You're tired. Brains are fried. You go to sleep. Fader, Mildred, as you're in your deep sleep, what does Mildred usually dream about?
She has very vivid dreams because like it's like kind of part of her psychedelicness.
Yeah,
So she
yeah.
just like lives in this like crazy psychedelic mushroom world with like big colorful like butterflies and caterpillars and squirrels and things and giant squirrels.
All right. So yeah, you're seeing it's like Alice in Wonderland kind of stuff all happening around you, and you hear a voice. It is this really sweet woman's voice, and she says, "Come find me."
Okay, dear,
And-
I'm on my way.
And you're just like bouncing along in your happy world and all the bright, vibrant colors. And off in the distance, you just see this green meadow. It's just so much grass. And then it kind of goes up on a little hill. And on top of the hill, you see the back of a woman who's standing there, and there's a breeze. So her hair's flowing in the wind really slowly. And her gown is very loose and is kind of flowing in the wind too. You can tell she has this very thin figure. You can't see her face at all, but you can see the alabaster skin that she has. And her hand kind of looks behind, like goes behind her as if to gesture to you. And she says, "Find me."
I just run up all cheery and like I try to grab
Yeah,
onto her hand.
as
I'm like,
you're
"I'm
running
coming."
though, it just doesn't seem like you're getting closer to her. It's like you're just in this green field now. The grass is just in like it's tall grass too, and you're running through it, but she's always the same distance. And then you kind of get caught up in the grass, and you're back just to being. You wake up actually for a second.
That was a good dream. I feel like this has some sort of significance.
And the rest of you, yeah, you all get your night's rest. You guys do.
Another day of work.
Back to work, everybody.
Yes,
Let's
isn't
get it
it a
done
lovely
in the
time?
first shift this time.
Has the weekend been invented in this world?
I mean, I mean, they have a 10-day.
You've
Do we-
literally
do we-
only worked one day.
Do we? I understand.
We were
I
supposed
understand
to
that
have
we've only worked one day in a row since the entire time we've been here. But is it understood that we work a shift every day, just every day, or do we ever have a day off?
It is actually the 18th day, which is the 8th day of the second week.
I feel like we've been in the library like 4 times in that time.
Yes. So, because I'm keeping track of the days as they go by. So tomorrow would be the 19th, and then there would be the 10th day. So that would technically be your weekend. The 9th and 10th day of every week.
Maybe I'll just whisper to Hemlock and Mildred. Maybe when we're on our days off, we can go and do our adventure.
I like it.
Okay.
Maybe we'll invite Leopold to come with us.
Yeah, I guess.
Would you like a spot of tea? I made croquettes.
Oh my god, yes. Please.
I think I will join you in your tea.
It's
This
great
morning.
tea. It's gonna make work so much better, I promise.
Okay.
It's a very mellow tea. No, it's like it may have like some soothing chamomile type properties,
Okay.
but not really. It's not really. Maybe just the slightest touch.
So it makes you guys, feel good. You know, it gives you that little rise feeling going on in your body, a little tingly going on.
It is earthy.
Yeah. You arrive. Friedley, she's there. There's another pile of books on the table. A little bit more than the day before. And she looks at you and she says, I was really impressed with what you did yesterday. I was surprised.
Well, we
you could
want to
fit-
you.
since I saw that you can do all those books in a single work day, then I added a little bit more.
We stayed at extra shift, dear. We don't need any more.
Oh, you did? Oh, well, I guess that was kind of you.
We'll feel bad about what we did, and we want to make it up.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate that then. And she's just, well, I guess you don't have to do all of it. Maybe half then, by the end of the day.
Thank you, Friedele.
Thank you, dear. You're the best. I like your hair.
I know, it's so cool, right?
She like nods and excuses herself.
They haven't sent her back any word about that ugly little evil thing, have they?
She stops at the door and says, I haven't heard anything.
I guess no news is good news.
Do you still have it in your office?
No, I gave it to her. To
Okay.
Les. The same day later on.
Gotcha.
Things like that could take some time, I would assume.
Understandable.
And
Alright.
she kind of gives a little half smile and then walks out.
Good graces, guys. We keep checking her good graces. I still want to give her a
Sure.
present. Maybe when we go. Oh, I will tell you guys later. You two.
What is she?
Let's work.
So you start to say something, then you're like, "I'll tell you later." Are you not?
Yeah.
Do you not want to say it in front of Leopold? Is that what?
Yeah.
So I mean, were you trying to hide that, or were you just like, oh, like looked all at Leopold and
No,
made
yeah,
him
I just
uncomfortable?
looked at him.
So yeah, how does Leopold respond to that?
I don't care.
And
Well,
I
That
don't
kind of
either.
thing.
Leopold, you should be super duper happy because I'm gonna go to work.
We're all
Yes, wonderful. We're doing our job. Look at that.
And you're in charge.
Fader,
Sure.
for just a second, was starting to feel a little bit bad about how we're treating Leopold, and then Eeyore came out again, and he's like, nah.
I pat Fader in the back and I give him Fox Cunning. Let's get to work, boys and girls.
Right. Yeah.
Do
Foxes
do
cunning.
druids know all spells?
We do well.
You have to prepare them.
You
Can I
know
have-
them all. You have to.
I want to have. Can I prepare that spell that she has?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm asking you. Like last night, I prepared that spell also. I'm gonna cast it on myself.
I saw the. Didn't we? I think we talked about this before, where I saw the cool thing where, it was on one of the D&D shows where they were allowed to prepare their spells at the first battle of every game. So it was just kind of cool because it kind of maybe they saw that something was coming. I don't know, and it's just a cool idea. I liked it because it adds more.
Yeah.
It could add more flavor to the game, I guess, if you have the right spells prepared. So we could just do it that way. You can prepare your spells up to the first battle of a game, so you don't have to try to backtrack on it.
Maybe the first cast you do. Kind of.
That also kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, so I cast the thing, the Fox Cunning.
Enhance
Do I have advantage?
ability. Yeah, you have
Enhance ability?
advantage.
I'm already gonna have advantage, but that's fine.
All right. So yeah, you guys do your thing today. Today's a normal day. Nothing out of the ordinary happens. Fader you have no premonitions of anything. Whoa. The game just completely shut down. There we go. Everyone's back. What was I saying? Yeah, no premonitions. It's a regular day. Everyone give me those intelligence checks. This time we will, do advantage. And I'm doing my own.
Mildred's rolls have been horrendous for multiple games.
I'm doing my own +5, so Mildred would have gotten a 10. Fader would have gotten 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right. So Leopold.
No, Fader. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Fader would have gotten an 18 if it would have helped, because I rolled my.
Oh, you rolled your thing. Oh.
My die.
I thought you were rolling twice for some reason. I thought that was the. Okay. So yeah, you all actually do really good. You get through most of that pile, but since it was more than the day before, you guys were really determined today, and yeah, you got it done a lot. What do you guys do?
Can we, like, as we're reading...
So this is your Friday. This is your Friday night.
As we're reading, can we also be, like, looking for things of interest? I mean...
Then you wouldn't get the advantage. If you focus on work, you get the advantage. If you try to focus on other things...
That's...
Even with the Fox's Cunning?
Well, I was... Yeah. Plus I gave the +5.
It's good.
I get the +5, okay.
Can we go talk to the lady with the crazy hair and see if...
Frito-Lay?
Frito-Lay. That name does not stop
Yeah.
being funny. Yes, and see if we can go investigate, if she would be interested in us going to investigate the village.
On our day off.
On our day.
On our day off. Right.
Okay, so you guys... who goes with her?
Me.
I will accompany them.
Leopold?
Might as well.
Oh, yes, Leopold, we are going to the village on our day off. Would you like to come?
Oh, is that where we're going? Why would I go
I
to
mean, would you like to come? It's for free delay.
we're going to the nearby. Oh, yeah, I suppose there's some things that I might be able to procure.
Okay.
And when we're talking to Miss Lay, we should make sure that we emphasize the fact that we are interested in doing this because she would like it done.
Yes.
Well, how far is the village away? I mean, we can't take. We only have 2 days off. We can't take an entire week off on our day off.
I can turn into a horse, dear. We can get there.
DM, how far is it away?
It was technically, I believe, if I remember correctly, a 3-day travel to the town that was just like a hour away from the actual town.
We have to get to the point where we've been given permission to come and go as we please. That's just all there is to it.
Yes.
Indeed, we do.
So do you still go and try to talk your way?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, let's talk to her and say, we have some time off that we would like to invest in this.
Okay. So you go up to her office. Yeah, she's inside. She's reading some books. Oh, hello, Mildred. Is there something you need?
Oh yes, dear. We have some time off, and although we're no longer, technically allowed to go adventuring, I was thinking about our conversations about that village you're interested in.
Yeah,
and
it's
it
a
would
shame
be-
that you can't go now.
I know, dear, I know, but still, we can invest in research and other things so that should a time arise when we
Oh.
can look into it.
I looked all over the library for stuff when I first got here. I didn't find anything. Remember,
Well, it is.
it was one of my childhood things. Can't hear you.
As much as I love our job and everything, the adventuring part of our time here has been very productive, and if we should find ourselves able to do that again, it would be very fun if we could continue to investigate those things. I mean, don't you think so?
I would love if you could investigate it, but it's 3 days away. You only have 2 days off.
I know, but we'll continue to do our job, but we have 2 weekends, and if we could just get the period of time in between off, we could have a very long adventuring time to accomplish a great many things.
What does Fader do while this is going on?
Unfortunately, Fader's not much of a
That's right. And I forgot.
adventurer.
I think Hemlock was the one that kind of went with her, right? First.
Yeah.
All right. So what does Hemlock say?
I don't even know.
I guess the way I see it in my head, I would have Mildred in the front, and then Hemlock behind her, and then Fader, and probably Leopold. Would it go that way, or would it go Leopold and Fader? Because it's not a wide office; it's kind of narrow, so you guys would have to kind of stand either side by side, or yeah.
Leopold is
I
fully
do
expecting this
have-
to fail, so he's probably sitting behind.
I do have a suggestion. If
What was Hemlock going to say? Remember, she was going to go.
Oh.
I missed what you said. Did you say something?
No, I didn't say anything
Oh.
yet.
But you were saying something.
I said I don't know what to say yet. I
Oh,
don't even
okay.
know
So
what-
Fader.
Yeah, Vader, go.
it occurs to me that if every 10 days we have 2 days off, if we were willing to, if we as a group decided to forego our 2 days off for the next couple of 10 days, that would give us 6 days that we could devote to investigating this village. If we were to take a 6 to 8 day digression, if you will, to go investigate this village of yours, then we could come back and devote the time to and to doing our cataloging.
All right, so quickly give me the rundown of that out of character.
It's just if we committed to take all of our 2 days off, every 10-day, and put them together into an 8-day period, and then give up our days off for the.
So you would work 8 weeks in a row, kind of
We
thing.
would wind up working 8 weeks in a row. Well, like every day. Maybe not. I don't know. It just occurred to me. I didn't really flesh out your thought.
I mean, you could do it that way. We won't roll for every day. We will like do it for a week. So she actually looks at you and says, that's maybe a good idea.
It is? Shit.
Well, first of all, give me Mildred. Do you say anything to that?
Well, it seems a bit extreme, but perhaps there's another way where, we are able to offer services to Candlekeep as well as, doing the things that we like to do. Because we can all be friends. And catalog. Yeah. We catalog. We adventure. We're like crazy librarians battling evil. It's great.
Give me a Mildred persuasion with advantage. Since you were two.
If Mildred can't roll to save her life, it's awful.
Since you were technically doing the most talking. So she's like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a good idea, but it's just I don't know if they would go for that.
We've been doing it all along, dear. It's growing great.
It has.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
we just want to do something for you as a apology that we, messed with your feelings and we, manipulated the system, and we just want to do something nice for you.
Give me a. I mean, you're being she's sincere, right?
Yeah, I'm sincere.
Okay. Gotta ask that first.
For real.
Yeah, so that's so sweet. She says, how about if you take the 2 days off, and maybe you can just take the first 2 days off as well and do 4 days, and if you can get all your work done within this shorter amount of time, maybe we could still pull it off. Because I really do want to see what happened to that town.
But it's 3 days there, 3 days back.
I know.
Is there a teleportation circle or a teleporter or?
Do you know how to cast that spell?
No, none of us know how to cast that.
No. I was just wondering if there's like a circle or something. Somebody knows how to do that?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, there's plenty of teleportation circles here. Oh, but you would have to find somebody or pay for a scroll.
Those are expensive.
How much does that cost?
Quite a pretty penny.
I have to look it up.
My father uses them a lot.
Well, it's 3 days on foot. How long would it take by carriage?
I was thinking perhaps by horse.
Well, a carriage would be
Carriages are not that much faster than walking.
I don't think it is at all, actually, technically. Let's see.
But
travel
riding horseback.
Is it close to the shore? Could we potentially take a ship
Swim?
north?
I could possibly turn into something. Can I swim yet? Hold on.
But you can only do that for like 2 hours.
2 hours. Well, 4. Because I have 2 times. And then I could take a rest. And then do 2 more times.
That would we have on many occasions relied on your abilities in combat to defend ourselves.
True.
So 50. Trying to do calculations. Like 350 gold pieces.
It's expensive.
Oh, we don't have that.
Something just occurred to me, and I don't know if this should be done in character or out. Do we collect a paycheck for our work here, or is it just we do this job and we're paid with the prestige or the invitation to be in the library?
It's kind of room and board, actually.
Except that we've been paying for our drinks at the hearth.
No, they've been charging it to our rooms unless you buy something extravagant.
Oh. So I'm assuming that's a no. We're not collecting a paycheck.
We're not, no.
Pretty much been drinking it away.
Well, I haven't. Mildred may have been drinking hers away, but I've been.
You're an entry-level employee.
All right.
Welp, we don't have any money, so, do you have any closer things you want to investigate?
She says.
Or do you need anything on our day off? Do you have a day off? These are the questions I need to know.
She says, well, if I can get you there, you'll just have to find your way back.
We can do that.
Wait, what?
She says, I could activate one of the teleportation circles that are here, and then you just have to find your way back. I do really want to know what happened to this place.
Of course you do.
And we
of
will
course.
definitely get
But
that
we
answer.
can't tell anyone.
Pinky promise.
Oh, no.
She says, I think Janusi would get really upset if he heard I did this.
We'll make sure he doesn't hear about it, dear.
Don't worry, we're on a
Won't-
team here.
Won't we, Leopold?
Won't we, Leopold?
Isn't that right, Leopold?
Everyone looks at
mentor.
Leopold.
Why do you people do this to me?
Our mentor is asking us to do something.
No, you said you wanted to do this
Well,
for
I want to
me.
do it.
I
I
do
want
want
to do it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to.
Wait, are you
We
trying to
all want
swindle
to do
me?
I am not trying to swindle you. No. I don't know how to talk.
I suppose as long as we make sure we're not stating that we're doing this on any official capacity for Candlekeep, he shouldn't have a problem with it.
Alright.
Good. We're
So-
doing it for her. That's what we're
It's
doing.
settled then.
For her happiness.
But we're
Candlekeep.
working extra hours next week.
So she says, well, if you're going to try to save time, you should probably go tonight.
Let's do
Okay,
it.
okay.
Let's do it.
Ah.
She goes, so
absolutely.
meet me back in the court of air in 1 hour.
Okay.
Oh.
Alright.
Joy.
And yeah, you guys go back to your room. What do you guys say? Or where do you guys go, actually?
back to our room? Are we going back to our
I
room?
can't believe you guys. I am going to buy another bottle of wine because I'm sure I'll need it for this trip.
I can't believe it. We're going out of the walls.
It worked.
I am very sincere about this, dear. I too want to have her dreams come true. I don't know, her childhood dreams to find out what's going on in this place come true. Because I feel bad. Plus, she probably doesn't have a lot of time on Earth since she's our mentor. Okay, let's just do as much nice things to her.
She doesn't look that old.
She might die, get exploded, or like our last mentors.
Oh, I see.
Get eaten by an imp. You know, dear, life's too short.
That's funny. All right. What does anyone else say? Anything?
Let's do it.
That pretty much says it all. Aren't you excited,
Candlekeep.
Leopold? Leopold, I'd like to try something. Look at me. Look at my eyes, and I suggest that you will have a wonderful time on this adventure, and that it will be the most exciting thing that you could possibly imagine doing.
I think it worked. I think you killed him.
He's stunned.
He's stunned. Wow, that suggestion really worked. Didn't know you were a mage.
I wish I was stronger so I could punch you.
Enhance ability, dear. I did not do it.
All right. So you get your things. Well, you don't really have anything but what you have on in your backpack and stuff, and you meet her in an hour. Was Mildred? Did you want to say anything or do anything?
No, I'm excited. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah. So you find her standing waiting for you guys in the court of air. She brings you to a teleportation circle that was in, where was it? What was that place called?
Leo's cradling a new bottle of wine.
Right. Game's going slow for me right now. Yeah, so she brings you to the House of the Binder, and she says, "The place I'm sending you to is called Marin. It's the town that's kind of at the base of the mountainside where the ruined city used to be." She says, "It's a small town, but there's still some things going on there." She goes, are you excited?"
Very.
Indeed.
I'm very excited, and Leopold must be, because I mean, I just saw to it that he would be.
All right. She goes, "Perfect. Everyone on." And she points to a teleportation circle. Everyone climbs aboard. And she casts a spell. The circle kind of starts to glow and light up, and then this energy just kind of washes around you, and you find yourself now standing on another teleportation circle. The air immediately kind of gives you chills as you feel the cold air from the mountaintops coming down. This town is kind of chilly. Let me move you guys on the map once I get back to that. You look in front of you. You see you're kind of in front of a church. The church has its own little teleportation circle. You can clearly see that this town is not big at all, but it is still bustling. You're kind of in the center, and you see people selling their wares. They are kind of closing down their shops right now. You do see there is a tavern and an inn called the Board Weasel. In the central market, right now you can see this guy. He looks very soft. He's older. He has bags under his eyes. And he He has pale skin, shoulder-length red hair, with the streaks of white and cloudy blue eyes. He's running. He runs a flower stall, and you see him kind of packing up. A lot of people are packing up at the end of the day. What do you guys do?
Well, that's a thing. I've never been teleported before. I'm pretty sure my organs are in the wrong places, but I'll be fine.
You'll get used to it.
That was exciting.
I suppose we should find lodging for the night.
Let's go adventuring in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
What? No.
shouldn't we go? We only have a couple days.
We did just spend an entire day working. If we're going to now adventure through the night, we're going to get awfully tired. I mean, I only need 4 hours, but the rest of you.
I mean, I can get us half. I don't know. I can get
Seems
us.
good to me.
I don't know. So, do you
Let's
want
rest.
to bunk down? Okay.
Let us go to this, I'm sure, 5-star establishment that is in the middle of the road. That has, I believe that's a pile of horse shit in front of it. Lovely.
Yes, dear. That's what normal towns are like. Just step over it.
The bored weasel?
The board
Is
weasel.
that what you called it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you also mentioned, you said something about a flower shop?
Well, yeah, you see a guy closing up his little flower stall. You see other stalls like with fruits and one with breads. They're all closing up.
I'll go, actually, before we go to I'll go inquire with the flower stall vendor.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, yes. I'll show you who you see.
Cherry disposition. Okay. Hello, sir. We
Would you like some flowers?
no.
I would love some flowers, sir. I'll buy it.
Oh,
I'll buy some flowers.
thank you. Which ones would you like? You see roses, lilies, your typical flowers.
What's your favorite?
I like
The
lilies.
most expensive.
I'll take some lilies then.
Perfect. He grabs 2 lilies and he hands it to you and he says, "It's
Money.
1 silver piece."
Here you go.
All right. Hands you the flowers and he says, "And for you, sir?"
I was actually looking for information. Apparently, there is legend of a town that disappeared, and I was wondering if you knew anything about that. I'm assuming you go into the countryside to pick these lovely, lovely flowers. Do you know if there's like a mountain path up there or anything?
Where? Where are you trying to go?
The disappeared town.
Oh, he starts to shake. Why would you want to go there? Oh. And he kind of gets a little faint-headed.
I really don't, but
He says, "I'm actually from there. I was a child when the whole thing happened, so I don't really remember much. I can just feel the fear that I used to have when I lived there. Oh, it was a horrible place."
fortuitous. It was a horrible feeling before it disappeared.
It's just, well, we were terrified. People were disappearing. Oh, it was scary.
And what? No one knew what was going on.
She says, "All I remember was my mother. She just began to have these crazy nightmares. And that was right after that we left soon after."
Nightmares. Lovely. And your mother, is she still around?
No, it drove her insane. She ended up killing herself.
Oh,
Oh, lovely.
oh dear.
Not lovely. Bad. Ooh, evil. Ugh. That sucks.
It does. And he little wipes away a tear.
Are there any others that may know anything more about the town?
And she goes, I don't know much, but perhaps you can talk to Lucas. He runs the board in Weasel.
Oh, how fortuitous we'll go there, because we need to sleep as well.
He-
We were planning on going there anyway.
It was just us, yes. Me and him are the only two remaining survivors from there. Such a weird coincidence you came right up to me.
Yeah, kind of, yes.
Well, I like flowers, so that's a thing.
Alright, so he says, well, I might see you over there. Everyone kind of goes at the end of the day. And it was, by the way, I'm Astra Vorn.
Astra, pleasure to meet you. And we will inquire with your...
And you are? Did you introduce your name? I forgot.
I did not. I am Mr. Leopold Ashland of the Ashland noble family.
Sounds fancy. And
He is.
It is.
Very...
It's quite fancy.
I've never really known a noble before.
Yes, knowing. Yes, I suppose we are acquaintances now. Pleasure to meet you, and you appear to have some work here, so we'll go find our place to rest.
Does Hemlock introduce herself?
Yeah, yes, my name is Hemlock, dear. And thank you for the flowers. They are quite lovely.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for buying them. And he begins to continue to close up. So what do you head off?
I was going to say,
Sorry.
do you live in town, sir?
He says, yes, I do.
Okay, and are you going to be here in the morning, selling more flowers?
Yep, I'm here every day.
Okay, good to know. Just in case if I need more flowers. Well, nice to meet you. We'll be staying at the Weasel, so.
All right. Have a good. It was nice meeting you. And he begins to close up his little shop. You guys head over to the Board Weasel. It's a mid-range kind of tavern and inn. Features a dining area that seats about 40 people comfortably. You can see it kind of goes up the side from the outside, and you see little doors for small bedrooms. You see one door inside that's labeled tub on the door. You see this older gentleman behind the bar, brown skin, and he's just like just wiping the bar, cleaning it. This is who you see.
You must be Mr. Lucas. That is a magnificent hairstyle.
He says, yep, that's me. He says, if you want our fish, a large bowl of stew costs 3 copper pieces, while a small cup of it costs 1 copper piece.
That all sounds very, very appetizing.
It's our salty fish surprise. It's delicious. It's what everyone eats here.
Out of character, that sounds so wrong.
Is that the only thing on the menu?
He says, well, that's what we're best known for. There's some, minor things if you're one of those.
Mr. Lucas, we're actually interested in a room, potentially, and maybe a couple of rooms, if this place actually has multiple. And we heard that you may be able to enlighten us on your your past dealings with the mysterious town.
Kind of eyes narrow a little bit. What town? What you talking about?
The town that Astra says you are from.
Talking about Vermilion? Or is that how you?
Yes.
That's the town that Frida Lay mentioned.
Why would you want to go there?
To try and discern what happened and that kind of thing.
He said, yeah, I'm from there. I used to work there as a miner. He says, my wife, she died in the disaster. I shortly left after that, but before all that crazy stuff was happening.
Oh, so you left before the disappearances occurred?
Well, yes. Just being in town, it was just reminded me too much of my wife.
Not to sound
He's
morbid. How did she die? Because
when she
Was
was
it
in the
the
mine.
town?
The mine blew up. Killed a lot of people.
Yes. I remembered. Yes, I read about that.
He says,
Yeah.
well, if you're going to go, can I ask you a favor?
Of course.
He says, I would like for you to maybe bring some flowers and for my wife's grave. And also, if you could, find her old necklace. It's in the hollow of a... yeah.
Hollow of a tree?
Yeah.
Okay, and what's your wife's name? I have flowers.
Lorna.
Lorna. What a beautiful name.
Does she have a grave, or is it just...
Oh, no, there's a
marker?
grave there.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I assumed if
I
she
didn't
died
leave-
in a mine disaster, it's hard to find.
Well,
Oh,
after the mine disaster, things kind of started to settle down, but then people started having these crazy visions and nightmares.
Do you know what kind of visions?
Well, they were crazy. Just imagine your worst fears, things like that. People were literally losing their minds.
Fantastic. And we're headed there. This is a great plan. I love this plan.
It's for free delay. We're gonna survive this. Alright.
Optimism.
Of course, dear. You always have to have optimism.
He says, I can give you a rough map of the village, but I'm sure
Oh
the
my
place
goodness.
has changed a lot in 70 years.
That would be grand if you could.
Do you know if is there anybody still living there? Has it
Oh
been
no, the
completely
whole place
abandoned?
is abandoned and deserted.
Well, I'd imagine the people that stayed went missing as well.
Or went crazy.
Or left.
Yeah, that too.
Is there somewhere in this town where we could get sort of adventuring supplies, weapons, armor, that sort of thing?
Perhaps you can find the basic stuff. I would wait for the market in the
General
morning.
Gotcha.
Yes, okay.
What's your wife's favorite flower?
Roses.
Okay.
Also, the rooms here. What is the cost?
She says 5 silver pieces. No, sorry, 8 silver pieces a night.
Well, I suppose we'll take 2, 3 rooms if there's that many. I don't know.
He says I only got 3. You want all 3?
Sure, 3 will do.
All right. Who pays them?
Leopold will go ahead and pay.
Okay. He says.
Leopold.
And he'll just pay 3 gold just to make it easy.
And he says, if there is anything else, you sure you don't want some salty fish surprise?
With the extra that I gave you, you could feed these
He says,
lovely people.
I've got some cheese, some bread, loaf, the typical.
take a salty surprise and a loaf of bread.
I guess I'll enjoy some cheese.
I will try. I will go for some salty fish surprise as well.
All right. So the loaf of bread is 2 copper pieces. The cheese is 1 silver piece. I say the salty surprise was 3 copper pieces for regular size, or 1 copper piece for a small cup.
Small cup, please.
A small cup, yes.
I mean, yeah, it's actually really good. But then it's like, but no, yeah, it's good. It's salty, but it actually tastes. It's not like the best thing you've ever had, but it's not like bad. It's like, oh, this is actually kind of good, kind of thing to it.
Leopold just enjoys some of the cheese, which I'm sure is not up to his aesthetics, but it's cheese and his wine.
This soup is it's
Hey,
quite salty.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the night, the place is it like when everyone closes down, it kind of picks up in there. Everyone's eating their dinners. You hear people are looking over at you guys, wondering who these new people are in town. You do see the flower guy pointing at you guys. He's like going from person. You see him going from person to person, and he's like pointing off in the distance. He looks like a little gossiper. What do you guys do? Do you just eat and go to your rooms?
Yes, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been a day.
Maybe I'll turn into a spider and secretly crawl about the room and listen into people's conversations.
The tavern room?
Yes.
Where do you turn into a spider at?
In my room.
Do you want me to carry you down, Mildred?
So who's staying with? So
I'll
is
make-
Hemlock and Mildred staying in one room? I'm assuming.
I'll let Hemlock know in case she wants to come with.
Leopold is definitely in his
As
own
a
room.
spider.
Yeah, I assume that. So who took the other 2 rooms?
I suppose I will take one room, and Mildred and Hemlock can take the other.
Ladies' room.
Ladies' room.
All right. So you guys go in your rooms. What does Leopold to do in his room?
He goes ahead and sets his owl out to watch the door, and then he goes ahead and goes into his watch for the full allotment that he's allowed.
Right.
And he probably just pensively goes over all the facts that he's found, and he's not exactly happy about being there, but as long as he's there, he might as well do the job correctly.
Okay. Yeah. So you do that. You have a normal night. Nothing out of the ordinary happens for you. We have Fader. What does Fader do?
Fader is does his normal routine. He still maintains his drow daggers, even though he doesn't really use them anymore. But they're important enough to him that he still goes through his normal routine with cleaning, oiling, and sharpening them.
Mm-hmm.
And then he sits down and takes his meditation.
All right. Mildred and Hemlock. So I'm assuming Mildred. Are you telling Hemlock what you're doing? Or are you just gonna?
Yes.
All right. So Hemlock, what do you do?
So, Millie, you're gonna go spy on them tonight? You're gonna be quite tired. I could pick you up so it doesn't take you so long to.
I don't want to go for that long, just to go down and see if anything weird happens after we leave.
Okay. Well, I can place you where you want to be.
That's fine. I mean, I move. I'm pretty spry as a wee little spider. I move quickly, I can get down there.
Okay. Because I wanted to. I wanted to cast Find Familiar tonight, so you can go crawl your way down, and I'm gonna cast Wild Companion.
Sounds
Okay. So Mildred, yeah, you start climbing down. Give me a stealth check with the spider.
That's good for
Nice.
Millie.
Yep. I mean, yeah, that's decent. Yeah, so you're just crawling on the walls, on the ceiling, going above people, trying to listen. Do you do the thing where you come down on a little web to get closer?
No, I'm gonna stay up there and just like get directly above them and try and hear what they're saying.
Yeah, so you can hear people. Give me a perception check. Nice. So yeah, you can hear people like talking about you guys. Most of them are just saying like, "Oh, they're not coming back. Oh. Like they're gonna die. Yeah, those people are crazy." Like you hear a lot of conversation. Word has gotten out that you guys are trying to go up there, and people are like just shaking their heads and like, "Wow, these people are not the brightest." You hear a lot of that. You also just would hear your regular bar talk about what people did during their days. Nothing really catches your ear.
No one
But
seems suspicious, like seedy, like someone who might be doing up to no good.
no, everyone just no. They actually seem like, oh well, they're dying. One person kind of puts a bet. I bet they're gonna make it, and they're like, they kind of laugh. They're just like publicly talking now, like about you guys while you're not there.
All right,
You
I go
can-
back, go to bed.
All right. So yeah, you crawl back in. Hemlock, what do you cast? What do you get?
I wanted to cast Wild Companion, but I just noticed that it'll only last for 2 hours, but still I want to try it.
All right. What do you cast? Or what do
I
you?
cast. It's gonna be a Fae, or it turns into a Fae or something like that.
But,
Oh, one
yeah,
second.
it's
I don't know what I want to cast.
this is
It's
what you should have been
basically-
thinking about.
Yeah, it's the same as the Find Familiar spell. It's just
Yeah.
I
Fey
know.
instead of Beast.
I think I'm just gonna do an owl because it reminds me of my goddess that I
There you go.
follow.
Yeah, what does the owl look like?
So it's a snowy white owl with piercing, like blue eyes,
I knew you were
and
gonna say that.
well, you know I like my blue eyes because I do have the. Yeah. So, and she has like
No, because of Harry
little-
Potter.
that too, but no. And it has like little brown like tufts everywhere, but it's like a white but a little tiny brown flecks everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. So you do that. Mildred, when you go to so you have your fluffy owl when Mildred comes back. But when you guys end up going to sleep, just gonna fast forward. I'm assuming you tell her everything, Mildred. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. So she lets you know that people are betting on your demise, and you guys go to sleep. Tonight there are no strange dreams. Well, besides Mildred having her crazy dreams, they're normal. There's no lady, and then this time, Fader has. I don't know what does Fader dream about, if he does.
Fader doesn't actually dream since he doesn't sleep. He
well,
as he meditates, he's reviewing in his mind as best he can the vision that he had in the library, trying to make to commit every detail to memory.
Gotcha. What does Leopold dream about?
If it's a bad dream, it's usually about his family and disappointing them. If it's a good dream, it's usually just him being able to work on clocks. And if it's an odd dream, it's usually him following a blue fox.
Mm-hmm. And Hemlock?
If it's a good dream, it's her sitting in a grass field looking at the moon. She's either with like animals or she's alone. If it's a bad dream, it's her mom dying and then her father yelling at her. And then I don't know if there's a crazy dream. Crazy dream, she's probably like an animal or something running
So-
through the forest.
Yeah, so you all have good dreams, besides Fader, who meditates, committing this place to memory. Leopold, you do in fact have a dream with this blue fox. You can see it walking, it's walking up the path towards Vermilion, and it turns around and it looks at you, and it bares its teeth.
Okay, so I'm not supposed to go there?
You get that kind of impression from it, and then you kind of come out of that dream. And this is where we're going to end our game today. We'll pick up. You can focus or think on that, and then we'll continue in our next game.
Oh boy.
All roleplay today. Again.
I love role-playing.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's good.
Next
I
week
think that's
will not be role-playing.
This was supposed to be roleplay heavy, right?
Huh?
So the game you intended for the game to be more roleplay heavy.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's good.
Yeah, it is.
I can't stay in chat tonight, so I will see you all next week.
Have a good night.
Good night.
See you.
Yeah, I know I'm ending our regular time, but it's just better this way. Now I can set more up.
No, man, it's all good.
Yeah, I had fun.
Always.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna start asking questions about your characters. Like, I'll just do one now. What is your character's worst fear? We'll start with Leopold.
That's a good
If you
one.
have time. If you have the time. If not, I understand.
I'll think about that one and send it in the group chat because I haven't really thought about that so much.
No, I would have to think about that also.
I just realized the video wasn't working.
Her
Yeah.
worst fear, Hemlock's worst fear, is disappointing her father. Also, watching her family die. Yeah.
Actually, no, it's a good one. So now that he's been given power, I think Leopold would be scared to death of losing his power.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Millie is afraid of like manifested nightmares. Like I would say that generally, like in her both tripping and her dreams, they're like really positive. But I would say it's like almost like afraid of like a bad trip, but more of like in the sort of manifested state where because she believes that she can travel to different places through her like dreams and through tripping. So she's like afraid of going somewhere bad.
Gotcha. That makes
Or
sense.
like having like a nightmare that comes to life.
Yeah. That's awesome. No, that makes total sense. Alright. Well, that was fun, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hit the
I'm
head.
gonna
so I will
close
See
see
you all
the,
next week.
the stream now.
See
Thanks for watching,
ya.
guys. Alright, bye, guys. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate your time. If you liked what you watched, you can catch my other games on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Feel free to join my Discord channel for updates. And it's been fun. See ya.